Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astottara Satashvi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Astottara Satashvi Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. नंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय. श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय. श्री मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय. गंगा माई की जय. यमुना माई की जय. भक्ति देवी की जय. तुलसी महारानी की जय. सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. हरे हरि बोल. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the lotus feet Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat. Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistuki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 8, Dhruva Maharaj leaves home, text number 2. Mirsha Dharmasya Bharyashit Dhambam Mayam Cha Satruhan Asuta Mitunam Tat Tu Nirtir Jagrihe Prajaha Mirsha Dharmasya Bharyashit Dambam Maya Cha Satruhan Ashuta Mitunam Tatu नीति जगृहे अप्रजा मिषधर्मस्य भार्यसेत् धाम्बां मायां च शत्रुहन् आशुता मिथुनं तत्तु नीति जगृहे अप्रजः मिषधर्मस्य भार्यसेत् धाम्बां माया च शत्रुहन् आसुता मिथुनं तत्तु नीति जगृहे अप्रजा Mataji, anyone wants to try? Okay. Word for word. Mirsha, Mirsha, Adharmasya, of irreligion, Bharya, wife, Ashit, was, Dambham, bluffing, Mayam, cheating, Cha, and Satruhan, O slayer of enemies, Ashuta, produced, Mithunam, combination, Tat, that, Tu, but, Nirtir, Nirti, Jagrihe, took, Apraja, being childless. Translation. Another son of Lord Brahma was irreligion, whose wife's name was falsity. From their combination were born two demons named Dhamba or bluffing and Maya or cheating. These two demons were taken by a demon named Nirti, who had no children. Please repeat. Another son of Lord Brahma was irreligion, whose wife's name was falsity. From their combination were born two demons named Dhamba or bluffing, and Maya or cheating. These two demons were taken by a demon named Nirti, who had no children. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. It is understood herein that Adharma, irreligion, was also a son of Brahma, and he married his sister Mirsha. This is the beginning of sex life between brother and sister. This unnatural combination of sex life can be possible in human society only where there is adharma or irreligion. It is understood that in the beginning of creation, Brahma created not only saintly sons like Sanaka, Sanatana, and Narada, but also demoniac offspring like Nirti, Adharma, Damba, and falsity. Everything was created by Brahma in the beginning. Regarding Narada, it is understood that because his previous life was very pious and his association very good, he was born as Narada. Others were also born in their own capacities according to their backgrounds. The law of karma continues birth after birth, and when there is a new creation, the same karma comes back with the living entities. They are born in different capacities according to karma, even though their father is originally Brahma, who is the exalted qualitative incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurul Militam Yena Tasme Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Shtapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutha Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sahagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tham Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Satadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschata Dishatharini Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Translation. Another son of Lord Brahma was Irreligion, whose wife's name was Falsity. From their combination were born two demons named Dhamba or bluffing and Maya or cheating. These two demons were taken by a demon named Nirti, who had no children. So as we read or hear from this verse, everything that we hear of, practically there's a personality. Now we hear of irreligion. Our dharma is a person. And he has a wife and he has children. It's amazing how complete Vedic culture or Vedic understanding is. You can go back and find the history, and ultimately everything is coming from a person, and we are all persons, and nothing is outside of Lord Krishna. Here we find Lord Brahma, he is creating the good and the bad. So ultimately everything is coming, or everyone is coming from Lord Krishna. And Lord Brahma is the first created being. And now he is creating. So he is creating persons who are good and who are bad. Now we hear of irreligion. Prabhupada writes in his purport, it is understood herein that our dharma, irreligion, is also a son of Brahma. And he married his sister Mirsha. And Prabhupada writes, this is the beginning of sex life between brother and sister. Something is so difficult to imagine, but it's a fact. And Srimad Bhagavatam is so beautiful because everything that we experience is there in Bhagavatam. And this is one of the things, incest, the sex between brother and sister, which we hear of in this world. And now we can see in the Srimad Bhagavatam as well how perfect it is, how perfect we are receiving perfect knowledge by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. This is the beginning of sex life between brother and sister. This unnatural combination of sex life can be possible in human society only where there is adharma or irreligion. So we can try and understand a little of adharma or irreligion from Srimad Bhagavatam. There is a verse I'll just read, and Prabhupada explains a little more about adharma. We simply know adharma as irreligion, and especially for us, if we break the four regulative principles, then that's adharma or irreligion. But Prabhupada gives further explanation from Bhagavatam. Translation: religious principles that obstruct one from following his own religion is called vidharma. Religious principles introduced by others are called paradharma. A new type of religion created by one who is falsely proud and who opposes the principles of the Vedas is called upadharma. And interpretation by one's jugglery of words is called chaladharma. Shri Shri Radha Radhanath ki jai, Giriraj Govardhan ki jai, Yashoda Damodar ki jai, Gaur Hari ki jai, Tulsi Maharani ki jai, Guru Parampara ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada writes in this purport, and he further explains these other types of adharma or expansions of adharma. 1. To create a new type of dharma. Dharma is referring to religion or spiritual duty. To create a new type of dharma has become fashionable in this age. So-called swamis and yogis support that one may follow any type of religious system according to one's own choice, because all systems are ultimately the same. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, however, such fashionable ideas are called Vidharma. So this is another type of adharma or irreligion. To create a new type of religion has become fashionable in this age. This is one type called Vidharma. Such fashionable ideas are called Vidharma because they go against one's own religious system. Prabhupada continues, the real religious system is described by the personality of Godhead. Sarva dharmam parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. So we can understand that if we go against this teaching, 1866 of Bhagavad Gita, it is Vidharma, to create one's own type of dharma. The real religious system of surrender to the lotus feet of the Lord, the real religious system is that of surrender to the lotus feet of the Lord. In the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in connection with Ajamila's deliverance, Yamaraj says, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Real religion is that which is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just as real law is that which is given by the government. No one can manufacture actual law at home, nor can one manufacture actual religion. Everywhere it is said, Savai pumsham paro dharmo yato bhaktir adhok saje. The real religious system is that which leads one to become a devotee of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, anything opposed to this religious system of progressive Krishna consciousness is called Vidharma, Paradharma, Upadharma, or Chaladharma. Misinterpretation of Bhagavad Gita is called Chaladharma. When Krishna directly saw something and when Krishna directly says something and some rascal interprets it to mean something different, it is called Chaladharma. A religious system of cheating or sabdabhit is jugglery of words. One should be extremely careful to avoid these types of cheating systems of irreligion. The Prabhupada is very strong about this point of cheating religion. Prabhupada, we are fortunate again that Prabhupada has so kindly presented Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, so we will not be cheated. We will simply have to be sincere and in a humble way try and follow, chant Hare Krishna and read Prabhupada's books. Then we will be in the safest position. We will not be part of the adharma or irreligion, especially when it comes to this type of cheating religion. Prabhupada continues in this purport. Everything was created by Brahma in the beginning. Regarding Narada, it is understood that because of his previous life, he was very pious and his association was very good. He was born as Narada. This is another point of our good fortune. Here we see Narad Muni was, due to his mother's serving great saintly persons, he received pious credits, and in that way he was able to gain the association of saintly persons and take birth as Narad Muni. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, it's a famous verse, one of the main reasons that he comes to this world is to destroy our dharma. In Bhagavad Gita it says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tada atmanam shrijami aham. Translation: whenever and wherever there is a decline of religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So Krishna comes in many ways. He comes personally, he comes in the form of his holy name, he comes through the books, and most commonly he comes by the mercy of his devotees. Because we are fortunate, we can understand Krishna, we come to Krishna consciousness only when we meet devotees on the street, Harinam, they're coming door to door distributing books. So Krishna is coming in so many ways to destroy irreligion. And he says in Bhagavad Gita, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Prabhupada writes, the word Srijami is significant herein. Srijami, manifest. Srijami cannot be used in the sense of creation, because according to the previous verse, there is creation of the Lord's form or body, since all the forms are eternally existent. Therefore, Srijami means that the Lord manifests himself as he is. Krishna is coming as he is, specifically to destroy irreligion. So it's very important that we take seriously to what Krishna says. And even more important, we try and share that with others. We practice, we hear from Krishna, from his devotees, we practice, then we gain realization, then we can go out and share that with others. Then we'll have that feeling of trying, sincerely feeling pain when we see others who are not in Krishna consciousness. Then we can go out very sincerely and try and share Krishna consciousness with others. So this is how our dharma is destroyed, personally by Lord Krishna. He comes and he sets the process for us to follow and then go out and try and help others. Prabhupada writes about the good fortune of others. Others were born in their own capacities according to their backgrounds. The law of karma continues birth after birth, and when there is a new creation, the same karma comes back with the living entities. So this is an answer to a very famous question. Prabhupada writes, I'll read that again. The law of karma continues birth after birth, and when there is a new creation, the same karma comes back with the living entities. Often we are asked, or people ask, why do bad things happen to good people? So this is an answer by Prabhupada. The law of karma continues life after life. And we see that so often. And sometimes we also see the reversal, good things happening to bad people, so-called bad people that we see or hear of. But the most common question is, why do bad things happen to good people? And there is a nice example given by one devotee, Amendra Prabhu. He quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam, at least from Bhagavad Gita, from the peace formula, that Krishna is the ultimate proprietor of everything, but he is the friend of all living entities. So therefore, when good things happen or bad things happen, and we understand it is ultimately Krishna's hand behind it, then we always remember Krishna and we are grateful that although a bad thing has happened, but because Krishna is Suhit, he is our friend, he is ultimately doing something that's good for us. So this is how we should see, especially when we are put into a reversal condition, when we are put into suffering, we should see that our friend who loves us and whom we love is doing something good for us. And when good things happen to us, we are grateful and we remember Krishna. It's not that now something nice has happened, I go out and enjoy myself without Krishna. We understand it is coming from Krishna. And even when the bad situations come, my friend, we remember Krishna, thank you my dear friend. You are ultimately doing something good for me because you are helping me to think of you more. Just like Queen Kunti, she prayed, keep on putting me into distress so I can remember your lotus feet more and more. So, why do bad things happen to good people? Prabhupada gives the answer here. The law of karma continues birth after birth, and when there is a new creation can also mean in our next birth, the same karma comes back to the living entities. Sometimes you'll see little babies in hospital, little rooms for them. How is that possible? There's the answer. The law of karma. It's coming from the previous birth. Prabhupada continues. They are born in different capacities according to their karma, even though their father is originally Brahma, who is the exalted qualitative incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Often we will see not only due to karma, but due to reincarnation. It's karma and reincarnation. It's your action and your reaction that's being carried from one life to another. And one life to another means reincarnation. We are transmigrating from one body to another. Most of the lifetimes, we've been forgetful of Krishna. And we've simply been acting like animals, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And as a result, we simply accrue unlimited karma. And we have to face the results of it, which is mainly suffering. And we get this body where there's pleasure and pain, but ultimately this body is designed for misery. No one can escape birth, death, old age, and disease. It's ultimately designed for misery. You'll find when miserable conditions come, you cannot even think of the good times in your life. It is so miserable. So this body is ultimately designed for misery. And again, we have to be grateful to Krishna that He's given us this chance. And He's given us this rare human form of life. So we can use it to become Krishna consciousness, to become Krishna conscious. It is described, this body is like a bad bargain. And the best use of the bad bargain is that we engage in devotional service. We are fortunate that we can use our intelligence or our thinking power to try and understand and solve the problems of life. Unlike animals, they don't have this inquiry. They simply want to eat, sleep, mate, and defend. That is animal life. And a human being who doesn't inquire about his higher spiritual nature into spiritual life, who is God, what is my relationship with God, what happens to me when I die. If he doesn't make this inquiry, if he doesn't try to engage in some kind of religion or spiritual life, he is like an animal. Prabhupada says he is like a polished animal. Human being is like a polished animal. Why? Because an animal will eat, animal will eat anything that it sees or eat from the ground. But a human being will eat in a nice restaurant or at home. Same thing with sleeping. A human being will sleep in a nice apartment. Defending, animal will defend with its claws or whatever it has, and a human being will defend with its guns and atomic bombs. So the human being is like a polished animal, but still that animal consciousness is there. So the human being has to be educated. The human being has to reawaken to Krishna consciousness to really get out of the animal consciousness and use this rare human form of life to develop our dormant Krishna consciousness. It's a very rare thing, but we are fortunate that we are awakened by the devotees of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Stop there and you can add on, ask questions. Okay.
Yeah, Srila Prabhupada also mentioned that cultured life, especially in India, for marriage to take place, they used to check the genealogical chart and ensure that there's no connection with the families for up to 7 generations. So it was one of the things he mentioned.
Okay.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Radhika
Krishna.
Prabhu. Thank you so much for that class. I always like the systematic approach you always take, when you're preaching. Very, very nice. I was just thinking about, you mentioned in the beginning of the class how Lord Brahma isn't only now, but he's also, his offspring is also, the bad. And so from Krishna we can see that there's different energies coming from him. But we can understand that everything is actually Krishna's enjoyment at the end of the day. This is our philosophy, that there's Krishna and there's Krishna's energy, which is meant for his enjoyment. So we can see that, even our dharma in this material world, it's meant to cause suffering to the living entities who have forgotten Krishna. And so this is a part of the training process, for us to realize that, a dharmic life without Krishna it's terrible, because we can see the outcome of a dharmic life, of a life of irreligion. See, when there's incest, children, they come out disformed, or they have they maybe have short lives. And that's just one example of adharma. So yeah, it's at the end of the day, all of these suffering conditions that are caused by irreligion, it's meant to help us to realize, realize our situation, realize how fallen this situation of human society is at the moment, and how the only solution really is to take to Krishna consciousness, realizing our eternal position as servants of God. Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.